Hi. So once again, good afternoon, SheEO 2025. I think all of you also need coffee, right? But just hold on, we'll get lunch also soon after this. But we'll begin only if you show me more energy. I'm going to delay your lunch if you don't give me more energy. All right? So good afternoon. Woohoo! See, I had to literally force and squeeze it out of you guys. All right, thank you so much. All right, I think the first session of the debate went very calm, and I did speak to the students who are going to take part in the finals. I said, it's a debate. Have you seen it on TV? How does it end up? And they literally have to keep them seated in their chairs, right? And let's hope that they can bring that to the table in the final round. With that, I invite the two teams. Amar University and IMU. Are they there, IMU? All right, could one of the organizers please bring IMU? Could we please have 3 chairs for the judges also out in front? Please place 3 chairs for the judges. Jagmeet sir, there he is. Thank you, Brigid. Yeah, please be seated, please be seated. All right, ready to rock and roll? All right, pretty interesting topic chosen by you, so you have to be part of this. Do cheer them on. And participants, like I said, IMU, just a minute. All right, like I said, please play fair. No punches to be thrown, but definitely use your statements, bolder statements, louder. You're allowed to use your voice. All right. So the topic for the finals, the IMO accident investigation protocols are adequate to prevent future incidents. The same format for the debate with 3 rounds, which would be, the timing would be very much the same. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, no, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, and 3. Yes. All right. Can we have the next slide? Do you have a slide with the 2 teams, for and against? You will be for? All right. All right. So it will be Amar University on my left, who will be speaking for the motion, and IMU University speaking against it. All right. With that, opening statements. Judges, are you ready? All right. Then let's go. Okay.
To start with the opening statement, obviously, the IMO casualty and accident investigations protocols are adequate for preventing future incidents. We are speaking for the motion. We found in our research that all these processes are evidence-based and have a standard process for investigation, regardless of the specifications of any incident that occurs. So, and it is done regardless of the flag of the vessel which is there. So investigation is standardized for all the incidents and for all vessels. Then all the protocols for this are based on learning and no blame principle. For it is very important to get to the root cause of the incident and to solve it. Then there is also mandatory reporting of information under the GISIS, which is the Global International Shipping Information System, which helps getting the information out to everybody about the specific incident, which can help prevent the reoccurrence of that incident. Now, all these protocols are in which investigations are found that they are emphasized on human errors, training gaps, and management failures, which are regardless of the problem of any incident. So even if we plan that we have to pile up different laws, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is a solution to it. The implementation and the proper enforcement of the protocols which are already in place is going to help us find the root cause of the problem and to help solve it and to prevent its reoccurrence. Now, there is a 7-step protocol which we found for any investigation, which includes the main investigation, the analysis, the corrective measures, and the ways to prevent its reoccurrence. So these 7 steps which we found, we completely agree that these steps and these protocols are adequate for preventing future incidents. As I emphasize again, they will find the root cause of it and eradicate it from the root.
Thank you. Thank you, Ahmed University.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start with the statement that any law or protocol is only as good as its enforcement. While I do agree with my opponent that enforcement is being done, but the enforcement is being done, it's entrusted to the flag state. Now, flag states, as we know, are going to protect themselves mostly, in most cases, because at the end of the day, that's a reputation they have to maintain. The protocol is intended, the intention of it is good, but if you look at the statistics of it, we have the main problem of underreporting. That has been the biggest issue. In the 2020 study done analyzing the IMU's data period from 2000 to 2018, it found that 3,876 incidents were categorized under very serious incidents, but only 1,603 have been actually corresponding maritime safety responses submitted. I agree the protocol is really good, but the protocol is only as good as the information that it gets. It's a data-based protocol. So if there is no report given, what is this protocol going to be based on? Underreporting is the biggest issue. The rate of reporting is only 41%, that's less than half. So where is the point of this protocol if it's not going to be enforced completely? In 2011 to 2020, again, only 504 were reported. We know that there are more incidents that are happening day to day. We live in this industry. We know that there are more incidents happening. So where are these reports? They are not there. And the decentralized system, it is based on the flag state. Very rarely port states involved, only when it comes within the economic zone of that port state. So where are we going with this protocol is my question. It's not a third-party protocol like it should be. Any investigation should be done by a third party, not by the parent by itself. So I would like by concluding my opening statement is IMO has found 1/3 of casualty in investigations have key missing data in it. So without the core point, without the core aspect of data analysis, how are we predicting these incidents and how are we making regulations? Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're really turning the heat on, right, with the opening statements. All right. Back to Amar University for the main argument.
Yes, so I believe that my opposing party has argued for me that all these arguments are all these protocols are not being enforced properly. So if we just pile on more protocols onto this without even enforcing which are already established in the first place, how do we even expect ourselves to implement those protocols which are being newly introduced, even without finding a way to have been followed the existing protocols in the first place? So any piling up of laws is not the solution. So we can take any crime for incident in even the Indian government. If you just keep piling on, we have the biggest constitution of democracy in the world. But if we just keep piling on the laws, it is not necessary that it is implemented properly. The existing protocols which are there, like I mentioned before, are regardless of the specifications of the incidents that are happening and which are made with a future vision of problems which are existing. So finding the root cause of it and enforcing it properly is the solution of the time. I would like to mention a case study where the Union Moon and Stena vessel was collided due to the intoxicated captain, which is also a human error. So all these errors which are being found in the accidents right now are due to human error or violation of the rules which are already existing. So the key here is to enforce the protocols which are already there. Now, is it adequate to do this? So now that we have found that due to human error, or one of the case studies which I read, due to not displaying the AIS data of the ship, the accident has occurred. So all these rules are already in place. So is it really important to pile on more rather than executing and implementing the rules which we have right now? Another thing is, we know that all these rules have been set by keeping the futuristic aspect in mind. So they emphasize on human errors, training gaps, and management failures, which again, as I mentioned, are kept by getting the problems which are coming up in the future. Also, even though these amendments are there and the protocols are there, there are member states of IMO who are regularly administrating the increasing risk of the today's situation. And increasing with the amendments which they give in the existing protocol, they are definitely adequate for the future problems which may occur. Then we also have increasing member states in IMO, which is giving us a global aspect of different problems which we have. So we have different member states coming up, which are giving us different perspectives to problems which are there. So implementing these protocols and accident investigations, they're definitely enough for preventing future accidents and investigations, as they are based on neutral and proper process of investigating and corrective measure to prevent any reoccurrence of the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Amar University, for those very wonderful arguments, and you did state a lot of facts. Very nice. Looking for the counter, IMU.
Once again, I think it's good afternoon, everyone. So the IMO accident investigation protocols are adequate to prevent future accidents. Protocols are there, but it's not true. Like, for example, if we consider the cases, like there are gaps which are identified specifically. Basically, the consistent enforcement. There are multiple accidents happening every now and then. And it is very difficult because it's the IMO is not responsible for getting those protocols implemented. They just make the regulations. It's the flag state who do it. So flag states have to necessarily make sure that they have the adequate infrastructure, the adequate skilled workers, so that they can go through any such incidents. For example, there was a case of divinyl benzene which I came across. There were 3 containers which were put in a ship. And the problem with chemicals is that we need to put stabilizers in it. So when they put the stabilizer in it, it needs to be made sure that it has to be put in appropriate conditions. But instead of doing that, the ship people, like the surveyors who were putting those containers in the ship, they put it in such a place where it heated and it blasted off. There were casualties affected. There were casualties obviously because of that. And a thorough investigation was done after it. So every time it is not possible. In that case, it was possible, and after that, there were new implementations of hazardous cargo which were put in. So this type of enforcement is required. If we don't have it, then it is very difficult. Then data collection. Data collection is easy nowadays, but to maintain it and make sure that it is implemented in one of the best ways is very difficult, because every data has its own value. So using that data to forecast the future aspects is very difficult. So we need to make sure on that as well. Then RCA methodology. RCA means root cause analysis. And till now, there is no specific RCA methodologies existing. There are methodologies, but they vary from case to case. And it has not been implemented by all the flag states because it requires huge research and investments both at the same time. Then I would like to say about evidence preservation. That is in the case of perishable goods. The perishable goods which are for example, if we say in situations where the investigations get delayed because when the ship catches fire, supposedly it's in the middle of the ocean, in that time it takes hours to reach there. So till that time when you will reach there, the particular incident due to which that, the particular root cause due to which that incident happened, that will lose its value. So it becomes very difficult in that case as well. So these are the gaps which both IMO and flag state need to identify and make sure that they are put in a way so that it is easier for both the for all the ship owners as well as the environmental. Thank you.
Thank you, IMU University. Very valid arguments presented there. All right, for your rebuttal.
Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, I'd like to clarify one thing for the opposition team. Rebuttal starts from now. I guess you were rebutting our main arguments from the beginning. Enforcement this, enforcement that, enforcement here, enforcement there, enforcement for chemicals, enforcement for stuff, enforcement. I get it. But enforcement of what? You are enforcing the things that is already there, which makes me win actually by default. So you proved that I am adequate. My laws, existing laws are adequate. And what I'd like to say is this, what exactly is your base statement? 3,800 sort of incidents were happened, but only 1,800 or such was reported. Whose mistake is that again? Is that the law's mistake or is that a human error? What is the root cause there? And when you said that protocol is not true, what I'd like to ask you is, just because murder cases and rape cases are not stopping, would you go and say that Indian constitution is not true? It doesn't work that way around here. Laws are adequate. Enforcement is still required, which you said, which helped me, and I'm glad for it, grateful for it. Thank you. That is a simple question I have. Protocols are not true. It's a very baseless, irrelevant statement, and I'd like you, when you are doing my rebuttal, I'd like you to ask you to justify it. Data and prediction is the key. Considering today's tech, what we have, considering the technology, considering what have humanity grown into, if somebody is going to come and approach me and tell me that data is useless, man, I am so done with that. Data is key. Data is money. Data is time. Data is everything. Data is information. If data is useless, we are also useless. We are data. Approximately, how much? 200 people here, that's a data. And this 200 people contributed success, that's a data. If that data is useless, then this 200 people is useless. I don't understand how, I'd just like to ask one thing before this thing ends. I expect a proper base statement, and I expect a proper rebuttal from now, and I'd like to strictly enforce that till now adequacy was not at all talked about. Enforcement was the only thing talked about, so I have only a few points to do rebuttals of it. My rebuttals are done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed University. So the ball is in your court, IMU.
Thank you so much. So starting with the rebuttal, I would like to say, if we are saying that they are adequate enough, the current laws, okay. So there was an incident which happened in Spain long time back, and there was 63,000 tons of oil which was spilled. Until now, no one has been found guilty after 10 years, 11 years. Who is going to answer that? Who is responsible for that? Is it the ship owner, or is it the flag state, or is it IMO? Who is it? We don't have answer to it till now. Everyone is looking around it. Then considering the fact where we mentioned that we didn't mention about adequacy. We believe that amendments are required for every rules or protocols which are set. One law by saying that this is correct, we can't say. If it is correct, we need to also analyze with the next timeline that is it really working in the way we want it, or should we amend it? So we didn't ask to change the law, we want to amend the laws or the protocols which are existing so that they become adequate enough for the gaps which are existing in the industry, which can be cleared off. Then data prediction. It was said data is useless. I never mentioned data is useless. If you have raw data and you are not able to utilize that raw data in a structured way, then it is useless. Even if you collect n amount of research, but if we are not able to define it in a way which is required for the people who are investigating the incident for a particular ship incident which occurs, then that data is useless. And today's technology, we live in artificial intelligence, AI. So there we have forecasting available. So why can't we use the data to predict the future incidents? If a ship, every ship owner knows what kind of chemicals they are using or what kind of goods are being transported. So they can use that data. It's not useless. But if they are not utilizing the data and still that type of incidents are occurring, then that data becomes useless for us. Then after that, you asked about proper base statement. The proper base statement here is that even if we have the protocols and we say that they are adequate, they might be adequate currently, but we are talking here about future incidents. So we need to make sure that they are adequate from the future perspective, not from the current timeline. Thank you so much.
Thank you, IMU University. And this is the moment. This is where you leave a mark for both of you. The final closing statement.
Can I start? Okay, I'll begin with long time back, amendments, how did the law fail? Long time back, it's been 11 years since then. Something happened, and something similar to that has not happened quite frequently in this 11 years of period, and that exactly is what that incident helped you to. We recorded it, we investigated it, and that has helped prevent another future oil spills. Speaking of futuristic references, the same futuristic references your team took. That oil spill investigation gave report to prevent future oil spills, and it is doing at least 70% of the work it is supposed to do. And how will law work in your way? I am actually surprised, quite a bit surprised by the statement that we have to make law work in our way. Laws are made so that it doesn't go in anybody's way, and you go in a law's way, and that is why they are strict enforcements. The root cause of every predictions and stuff, you say it is a prediction and you say it is not happening. Predictions are 50-50, it's gamble. Just because I predict it is going to rain today, it won't rain today. Because of my prediction, it's not going to rain today. It's prediction, it's gamble. And because ship owners predict the chemicals, the stabilizations, the stuffs they do, doesn't always go in the right way. 63,000 operations per year go perfectly fine. 12 accidents are happening. You hung up to that 12 accidents, you catch on to that 12 accidents, you keep telling that these laws are not enough, and whose mistake is that? The law's mistake or the root cause, the human's mistake? Predictions do go fail, and the raw data stuff, raw data, if it is not being used properly, what do you think technology does? It extracts raw data, it processes it, gives out. Why do you think technology is there? If technology is there, AI, very great thing. It doesn't even need raw data. It has its own references and sources. It is going to take it. So what I'd like to tell you is you again gave a clear-cut advantage to me.
Thank you. Very powerful closing there. And I am you.
My opponents keep saying that we talk only about enforcement. No, we are not talking about enforcement. We are talking about the gaps in the existing system. It is not adequate as it stands now because, as we all know, information is key, but incomplete information is dangerous. What happens when we don't know everything or the full truth about an incident? So this is what is happening. We have protocols in place, but where is the information that is supposed to come from these protocols? We are saying there is mandatory reporting and there has to be statistics. Okay, this happened, so now we know what we shouldn't do. But these reports are not coming in. So then what do we do with this? What is the point of this system if we are not getting the benefits of it? Then the point is the protocol has collected data. But if you tell me that the amount of incidents that have happened, all of them have been actually reported, you're lying to yourself. Because we know for a fact, not all incidents have got the data given back. So how do you make a prediction based on incomplete data? Flag states are responsible for enforcing and conducting these investigations. Do you really think that not all the flag states are going to give you adequate and accurate data back? Are you sure that it is impartial? No. That is the point of our argument. We are not arguing that only enforcement. We are telling you that we need third party. There's a reason when you talk about murders and crimes that happen, you have police as a third party. You don't go and send a company CEO to investigate the crime of the company, do you? You don't. You need a third party, an impartial party to do it. And these protocols are not adequate enough. This data is not being sent back, and without data, with incomplete data, these predictions cannot be made. How are you going to protect future incidents when you don't know what has happened in the first place? Did the oil spill occur because there was a malfunction in the cargo hold? Was the steel a problem? Was the structure a problem? Was the infrastructure, was human error a factor? What was the actual issue? If we don't know that, how do we make a choice? And how do we prevent and how do we make new conventions that will help us, in the end, combat this? Thank you.
Wow. That was a closing statement. Goosebumps all over. All right, I think that round of applause was not thunderous enough, right? A thunderous round of applause, please. Thank you so much. They have done so well in such a short amount of time, definitely to entertain us, but also to debate a very important topic. So I'll give the judges maybe 2 minutes to finalize who they want to pick as their winners. And in the meanwhile, if I could welcome our sponsor, COO of Fleet Management and Fleet Management, Captain Deepak. Okay, this is very improv, and I generally do improv. And Deepak sir, would you like to say a few words?
Well, after hearing so much, I think, yes, I can say a bit. The men in the room will understand that we never win an argument against our wife, right? Not against these chaps either. That is what I've understood today. And definitely a great job. And I think I will congratulate Sanjam and the team for conducting such a lovely conference. And I'm sure that these debate sessions have been very interesting for all of us. And there's so much learning for me, having spent so many years in the industry, just listening to these kids. So thanks. And yeah, we had a wonderful first session. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Deepak. And while we wait for the judges to finalize, I would also like to mention an associate and who helped me a lot in planning this event, Shivani out there. She's working in the, working behind the screen, behind the curtains. A lot of coordination to be done. I'm telling you, she made me a 10-page legendary script. I mean, I have done a few events, but nobody's given me such an amazing script. So thank you so much for that. I had all bases covered, so thank you so much again. And of course, Tanaz, who, said, Arvind, I think you should be the one who does the debate and help me with, setting up this event. Judges, all right, I can see the judges are really sweating now. Huh? Very difficult call to make. All right, would you like to come on stage, please? And one of you could announce. Captain Deepak is still on stage, yes? All right. We have, yes, a mic. Aapka mic hai?
Now, this is the final, and announcing the final results sometimes can be very encouraging, sometimes can be a little bit heartbreaking. Yeah, so to begin with, we got not just 2, but we got 4 winners. Yeah, each one of them is amazing. The way they spoke, yeah, which was very good. And they complemented each other so well. First, you started in a lovely way with a lot of rational arguments, isn't it? Would you like to say how she...
Ketki was good. I wouldn't say anything about much more than that. The initial argument that you started with itself was like on the boom, on the place where it was required to be. We'll come down to the results for sure, but you were good for sure. That's what I could say.
And then this gentleman started. He was actually little bit ghabraya hua. After, yeah, after that you were bit worried, yeah, but you recovered. Okay, and then we had our strong man, and like everybody was put on guards, and you also did very well. And we thought like everything was going the Emmet way. It was just going there, and you tried to defend quite a lot, and you were successful a bit, especially when you caught him on a couple of points. And then something happened. What did that happen?
Had the final remarks. And then that switched, I think, the entire jury. So
this is what happened. The last game in Diwali is always the open flush, So when you just deal open, and then she came and just collected everything. So, all right. And the winner is?
I would say it was a Diwali dhamaka at the end, which happened. And we all 3 judges were like amazed by the argument that you could put at the last and pick it up from where I thought we all 3 thought that you have lost it. So I think now you already know the winner. So the winner is... Yes. So welcome. The team name, I forgot. I'm you and your team name. Sorry. Yes. Yes. Exactly, the Mavericks. So congratulations, and I think there is some packages. Ooh la la.